Welcome to the Searching in ThoughtSpot tutorial. Now that you have an understanding of data sources in ThoughtSpot, you are ready to search. It may be helpful to have an understanding of some key terms before you get started. After reviewing these terms, you'll then learn several methods for performing a search. Before you start a search, think of the data sources we've just covered. There are worksheets and data tables like spreadsheets, which all fall into a familiar format that includes rows and columns with headers that describe what each column contains. Some of these headers describe measures, which are numeric values that you can use in mathematical formulas. For example, sales information, shipping costs, or quantity. Note that not all numbers are measures, including fields like date, phone number, store ID, or order number, because these aren't figures you'd perform any math functions on. Instead, these are examples of attributes, which describe general characteristics or a trait associated with your data and are often text-based. Attribute examples include product name, store name, title, or region. Other common search terms you will encounter include data values and filters, which you'll learn more about in the following lessons. Any information in one of these cells is a data value. Filters are used to refine and narrow down your search results from a set of data. You can think of filters as pulling out the specific data values that appear in the spreadsheet example. Common filters to apply in a search could include category, using the value of apparel or electronics, or something like state with California or New York. Another term to know is keywords. Keywords are pre-configured in ThoughtSpot and are used to simplify your search experience. They automatically understand and apply words like average, hourly, or last month. When you use the keyword last month, ThoughtSpot recognizes the current month you're in and retrieves the data correctly for the month before. Or you can use the top and bottom keywords to see results for the best or worst performing stores. A list of all available keywords by language can be found under Help and in the documentation online. Note that in ThoughtSpot, these data elements are identified in the search bar by color, with measures appearing in green, attributes as blue, and filters and keywords in gray. Understanding these terms will help you understand how they work together when you search. Recall from the last tutorial that searches happen in the context of your selected data source. Once you've selected the most relevant data source, you're ready to start. Let's now discuss different ways to search. The easiest way to search is to simply type in the search bar. Note that search results will automatically appear and update as you type, though some instances may use Search on Enter functionality. In these cases, search results are only shown when executed by pressing Enter or clicking the magnifying glass icon to the right. Let's consider what types of search criteria you want to start searching for. Think again of column header names, data values, or keywords. Having a good understanding of your data source can be useful here, though ThoughtSpot will help provide suggestions of column names or data values that match what you have entered as you type. So let's start with a question like how much revenue did we make by department? As a best practice, it is useful to consider some of the terms that we've just covered and how they apply to your selected data source. We generally recommend starting with a measure like sales, followed by an attribute like department or category. Including at least one measure and one attribute like this will instantly provide a visualized result. These search phrases are not limited and can be used in a variety of combinations, say with one measure and two or more attributes. You can also add filters or keywords to help refine your search results. Let's add a filter for California. This is just one way you can create a filter. You will learn more about other ways to add filters in a later lesson. Now, let's add a date keyword and narrow down our results to only show data for the last month. When first starting to search in ThoughtSpot, you may not know what measures and attributes are available to you. So another way to perform a search is through the Side Data panel, which provides a list of columns in your data source. Let's start with a new question, like what are the total sales by store state? Recall from the previous tutorial this expanded view of your selected data source. The field names that appear here are dependent on your specific data and describe measures and attributes that are available to you. Not only can you hover over any field to see its description and some additional information, but you can also double-click any item to add it to the search bar. As we've already mentioned, ThoughtSpot will provide suggestions of column names or data values that match what you enter as you type. These search suggestions are based on and ranked by the most common terms that you and your colleagues use when searching. You can select any suggestions as needed by clicking on them. Note that a box appears around each search phrase as it is entered, and you can click the X to remove any search term. Another method of searching your data is through natural language search, with a feature called Search IQ. Search IQ allows you to use plain English to search and explore your data, so you can simply ask, what was the average basket size by store last year? Or what was the total daily sales by brand? And ThoughtSpot understands your question and automatically returns the results. You can also train Search IQ to your language to make its results even more accurate. Access to this feature is determined by your administrator, and more information on this will be available in later lessons. Because search results are provided real-time, you can quickly clear your screen to start another search, but this means that the results you were just looking at disappears. So, when you perform a common search that you'll want to reference later on, or when you've created a new useful result, make sure to save it. In ThoughtSpot, this type of saved search result is called an answer, and a list of all your answers can be found here from the main navigation. Congratulations! You have completed the Searching in ThoughtSpot tutorial. Continue on to learn more about working with answers.